Hey everyone, today's video is in regards to Bo-Katan's father, Adonai Kryze. We don't really have a lot of information on him specifically, but the little that we do have can provide us with some interesting insight into Bo-Katan and her sister, the Duchess Satine. So sit back and relax because we're going to cover a few different topics that will piece together some of Bo's backstory. Before we jump in, I want to make a quick shout out though. If you haven't noticed, the channel got some fresh graphics this week. I'd like to thank my friend JT for creating an amazing banner, profile picture, and thumbnail template for me. I'll put a link to his Instagram in the description if you'd like to check out more of his work. He's a super big nerd too, so the level of care he puts into this type of work is amazing. Duke Adonai Kryze was father to Bo-Katan Kryze and Satine Kryze. Now, the two sisters had a third sibling that we don't know much about, but we can assume their existence because the sisters had a nephew named Qui-Gon. Adonai Kryze led Mandalore as head of the royal family. He was a renowned Mandalorian warrior until he was killed in the Great Clan Wars, which took place about 20 years before the Clone Wars. This destructive conflict was the climax of conflicting ideas for Mandalorian culture. The peace movement was made up of the majority of Mandalorians who had realized that the traditional Mandalorian ways had brought no lasting benefits to their world. The other side of the conflict was referred to as the Old Mandalorians because they still clung to the old warrior ways. During this civil war, Adonai Kryze was killed, and because of her status as heir to the throne, Satine was placed under the protection of the Jedi. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn spent an entire year on Mandalore protecting Satine. I'd really like to see a novel or something covering this story in depth. In Chapter 18 of The Mandalorian, Bo-Katan shares memories of her childhood and how proud Adonai was of her when she performed the Mandalorian initiation rituals. In fact, she says the whole world was proud to see the Princess of Mandalore go through these motions. Which is exactly how Bo saw it, simply going through motions. We don't know much about Adonai Kryze yet, but his legacy provides an interesting insight into the psychology of Bo-Katan and her sister Satine. Both sisters reacted strongly yet opposite to their father's death in the Clan Wars. Satine chose to rule with non-violence because she saw that as the cause of her father's death, while Bo-Katan joined the Death Watch because she believed they honored the warrior legacy that her father exemplified. I really think that Bo-Katan is one of the best written characters in Star Wars right now. Her motives are slowly being revealed, but I'm still left guessing in the best possible way. She doesn't fit the mold of a typical antagonist. Notice I said antagonist and not villain. I'm really excited to see her character develop throughout Season 3 of The Mandalorian. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to leave a like if you did, or a thumbs down if you didn't. I also want to ask you to consider subscribing for daily Star Wars content. My goal is to provide the best content I can that focuses on the stories and characters of Star Wars. Help me reach my goal of 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'll catch you in the next video. May the Force be with you.